The Emperor has been expecting you.
Hi everyone and welcome to 1/6 Figure Focus, and you're very welcome to episode number 27, I believe, of the Hope Show weekly live stream dedicated to collecting 1/6 scale and tonight quarter scale, pop culture, movies, TV, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to bring in my panel here, and we got a stacked panel here. We got some familiar faces and then we got some unfamiliar faces that we're absolutely delighted to have back. So thank you very much, gentlemen, for giving up your time to come in here and discuss 6 scale, quarter scale, pop culture, all that kind of stuff. How you doing, guys?
Well, good.
Doing great. Very good.
That was better. That was better than normal. Usually it's like no one knows whose turn is it to talk, so people actually speak. So we're going to go with the new faces. Dilo, thank you very much for joining us. Really appreciate it. How are you, my friend?
Well, first of all, thanks for the invite, my friend. I'm doing very well. You caught me on a good day where I just happened to be available. I was like, you know what? I am going to finally take him up on that offer today. So thank you for the invite.
Stuff. Just in case you didn't realize, I've been begging Dilo behind the scenes, and a bunch of people from the Wolfpack and the Bargain Bin Bros. But yeah, time differences and stuff like that. We get it. So we really appreciate that you've joined us.
Thanks,
Alan.
Hello.
You graced us. You had a surprise. I like the way you didn't give me a heads up going, I'm going to be there tonight. It was actually more of a surprise. I do appreciate it. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. I think you may as well class me as a new face at this point because I haven't been here for a while.
Look, you're here now. And that's the main thing, anyway.
Yeah.
How you going? How you doing so far? How's the week?
It's going. Yeah. It's just
busy
work stuff, man. Just work stuff. Yeah, I'm doing unfamiliar stuff from work, so when you're outside your comfort zone, it's all a bit like. Ugh. But yeah, I'll get there.
Yeah, no doubt you will. But that's where growth happens. I know it sounds awful cheesy, but yeah, that kind of unfamiliar territory. It's not comfortable, but no. You find it kind of pushes you. Sorry.
Yeah.
So there's a seminar for that.
yeah. Tony Robbins.
Sign me up your TED Talk, Shane.
Yeah. It won't be long. That's it. You just heard it. You just heard it. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's it. Mike, how are you getting on?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. I'm so happy to be back. I feel like it's been a while, and it's great to see all you guys and chat with the crowd watching. So yeah, good show. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah,
speaking of a crowd watching, we got 26 people in the door already, which is pretty damn good for us. And so if you're watching now live, we do appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like button if you're into it, and subscribe. And the people watching the replay, massively appreciate it, you doing that as well. So Jose is giving it socks there. That's what we say in Irish for dancing, giving it socks. How are you doing, man? You good?
Pretty good. Just coming off the Thanksgiving break, spending time with the family, eating a lot. So yeah, pretty good.
All sounds good. And Phil, what you think? How you doing?
Well, first of all, happy Thanksgiving to our Cross the Pocket friends, because we don't celebrate it over here, as you probably already know.
We haven't a clue. We haven't a clue what it's about. We actually haven't a clue. I've seen about it in movies. No one's ever sat me down and explained what it's from. Do you have like the cliff notes on it? What's the
Catches up.
Who wants to go ahead with that one?
Can you explain it in 30 seconds or less?
Yeah, I mean, well, I'll give you like the kindergarten version, I guess. So it's
that'll do. You know your audience.
Well,
cheers, guys.
Children, please.
It's supposed to be a communal experience amongst the settlers and the Native Americans who were here, and breaking bread with them, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Gotcha. Good stuff. That was 30 seconds or less. Happy days.
There you go.
Super.
Get it now.
Yes. No, yeah, sounds good to me. Folks, we're going to change things up. Obviously, I've got to go through some kind of the basic housekeeping, all that. But you know what I'm going to do straight away? I got to put you under pressure, folks. And we're just going to change things up a little bit different. So if you just humor me here, I'm going to hit you with a... No, I'm not going to hit you with the tough one. I'm not going to hit you with the tough one, because the one I put together earlier on, I don't even know what I'm going to say for it. It actually made me cry a bit. But we're going to hit you with the easy one first. Folks, we're going to play a little game I like to call Would You Rather. So would you rather never own the Bat Cycle from the Batman, or never own the Bat Pod mine is so obvious. I have the Batpod, so I'd rather never own the Batcycle. Dilo, what do you think?
I think it's pretty much a given for me too. I would never own the Batcycle. I've got to have the Batpod. That's just way too iconic. I can't say that.
Look, we've built this show on differences of opinions, but I'm glad you gave the correct answer, Alan.
Sorry to stay in the same lane, but I'd rather have the Batpod. I've got the Batpod. I'd rather never own the Batcycle. So I think the Batcycle.
I'm the same. And is Dilo, you own the Batpod as well?
No, I am still waiting for a good deal, but it is very high on the list.
It's going to happen. Yeah, it's going to happen. Phil, what you reckon?
Being that I don't have either Batman, it's a tough one. But if I was going to get a Batman, it'll probably be the Patterson. And if I was getting the Patterson, then obviously I get the Batbike.
Makes perfect sense. And folks, that is the last we will see of Phil. All right, anyway, so he's gone. Right. Jose, thanks, Phil. I appreciate the difference of opinion as well. Jose?
I would have to go with... So I'd get the Batpod over the Batcycle, just specifically because the Batpod is a character. It was in the Dark Knight and the Dark Knight Rises. It actually had some purpose versus the Batcycle. It might have it in future installments, but in this particular movie we saw, it was only in that one scene. So that's for that reason.
Because I was going to actually... Interesting you said it. I was going to actually do never own the Batcycle or never own the Bat Signal from the Robert Pattinson Batman, but I think a lot of people, I think that'd be too easy because the Signal was such a big character almost in the movie. It was in a lot of the movie revolved around conversation, the meetings which took place, and it was like a character in itself. But Mike?
Yeah, also an easy one for me. Funnily enough, I actually just canceled the Batcycle today. And I have the Batpod, and I love the Batpod. So yeah, I have the McFarlane Drifter bike and the Batcycle, and the Drifter bike is just a cooler looking bike. It's just more interesting to me. So this is an easy answer. I'd rather never own the Batcycle.
Okay, good stuff. So I think it's everyone's saying never own the Batcycle apart from Phil, and his logic was that he'd rather own the Robert Pattinson Batman. Makes a lot of sense to me. Right, really quickly, just going to flick through a few basics here. So, massive thank you to anyone.
Sorry, just a quick one. For Dilo, you were talking about an offer. I'm almost sure Toys Buying Agents have got that pod on offer at the moment.
Really? Okay.
I'm sure I saw it on offer.
I got to take a look at that.
Good stuff.
Way to influence me. Thank you. Thank you.
No problem.
This is, the way like people say like you're in a safe space. You're not. You are. Your wallet. Not so much.
Shane invites me to get attacked with the force to have to buy more figures. Thank you.
This is it.
I'll
look. Go on. Sorry.
No, I was just saying I'll definitely take a look though.
Good stuff. You'd be rude not to. Folks, massive thank you if you are the one of the 2,679 people that have subscribed to the channel. It is massively appreciated. When I started the channel, I didn't think we'd get anywhere near that. So thank you very much. I really do appreciate it, and hopefully we'll continue to bring you good content. Ian is not here, but we're inching our way closer and closer to the 3K giveaway. Stay tuned. When it happens, if it happens, we'll let you know and we'll give you the details and give you about a week's notice so you can participate. Right, members, I have to do this every week. I will never not do this every week because I really do appreciate it. I'm still baffled by the way that people subscribe and support me every single month, so I really do have to shout them out and give them that appreciation. So brand new channel member here, the Caffeinated Comic Fan, I love that name. We also got Jim the Collector, Lancelot's Nerd Corner. Actually, I think Jim the Collector, correct me if I'm wrong folks, but he has a YouTube channel, does he? I think he does. I'm not sure. I need to double check that, but I'm pretty sure he does. I haven't actually watched any of his content, but someone mentioned it recently. I didn't actually realize. I think he does, but maybe check that out and give him a sub there just to help him grow. I'm pretty sure he has one. Lancelot's Nerd Corner, Neilerific, Mugwump, Mike L, of course, is here with us. Payton23, Chudy, Bendu Windu, Ryan Smith, and of course the commanders. We got Tragedy Tales, the 6 Scale Gallery, who's back here, gracious with his present. I really appreciate that. X-Man Supreme, 12-inch Moose Stream, Philip the Fool, the Dublin's Devil, previously known as the 6 Scale Padawan, Mark Mitchell, Brandon Salad. We got Phil, the _ Empire Strikes, Okay, it only took me about 6 months, but I got there. Collecting Weekly, they're a big deal. People know them. And Boba Fettuccine, new videos on the channel, really simple. Look, you're going to get the live version of this. I think this is absolutely stunning. Members only video went up. I did a price comparison on John Wick, Thrawn, the Predator from Prey, the Indie from Dial of Destiny, and of course Ahsoka the White, and just cross compared them to various different sites, about 5 or 6 sites. You think no, 4 different, some 4, some 5, because some actually didn't have Ahsoka the White on it. Right, this is what we're going to be talking about. This is what we're going to do. I don't want to hold you hostage. We're going to briefly touch base with the panel, ending new in or out this week. We'll take a look at Groot, Amazing Spider-Man, Cyber Monday, Bat Cycle, InArt Batman, the Quarter Scale Mark 6, and then eventually we're going to finish up with quarter scales. Should Hot Toys keep making them, or are they just dead in the water? Alright, so new in and out. Anyone want to jump on this grenade, folks?
Yes. It's been like a post office in my house the last week, I think. I've had so much just stuff. And that
You're in
sounds
the right
great.
place.
Oh, yeah, it's just like POs coming in and like, you know, little things. And I have, right, so I got InArt Pennywise, he came in.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really great, man. I think I was a little bit underwhelmed when I first kind of opened it up and stuff. Just because it is so similar to the Hot Toys version, and I've got the Hot Toys one. And it's not like, you know, a Pennywise and a Batman. It's not like completely different. Like, you know, generally it's the same piece, but like the details are obviously better on the InArt version. So it was a bit like, oh, you know, it's the same, but it's not. Do you get what I mean? Like, it was just a bit. I wasn't.
There's not like
away.
a drastic gap between. It's not like new. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think it's better?
It is better, yeah. It is better. I do keep coming up to the attic to just make sure he hasn't fallen over, because he's obviously on his magnetic base. I just keep popping my head in and being like, oh, is he still standing? Yeah, he is.
What about the collars, Al? Are they as puffy as they were looking?
Well, yeah, I think that the issue is, because it's stitched to the suit, it kind of comes out. So obviously the way it attaches to the body, you can still see the neck, if you know what I mean. It should be kind of up. So I did take an X-Acto knife to the stitching around the collar, which attaches it to the suit, and kind of, so that's kind of free floating now. So I can kind of puff it up a little bit more. Yeah, you were seeing a bit too much neck initially, and when it arrived, I did have to kind of treat it with water, because I think the very top ruffle was literally like that. So I had to flatten it down actually. But yeah, on the whole, like it is great. Like, I really do like it. And it's my first kind of rooted InArt piece. And you know, the little containers, they were really scary to open. I think the kind of the teethy version, it just did not want to come out, and you're turning it. You've got to turn it like 90 degrees to get it off the little stand. It just did not want to. Just didn't want to budge whatsoever. And because obviously the neck and the head are separate, you know, you just had to hold the neck, and didn't enjoy that. And yeah, I've had some other little pieces. I got the little Kento Studios Bruce Wayne suit.
Oh, that's a full screen moment there. Is
He
this
came in.
the Dark Knight Rise or Dark Knight?
Yeah, the Dark Knight Rises version. I've got a sculpt to put on it, but I just need to. The sculpt doesn't have a connector, so I've got to kind of put something in there to keep it there.
Yeah.
And then I got a kind of a reacquisition, little sideshow Snake Plissken.
Nice.
The sculpt isn't. I mean, the sculpt's okay. I think the paintwork is a bit flat and a bit kind of boring. So that needs.
Is that from a computer game? Is that Metal Gear Solid? No.
No, that's Escape from New York.
Oh, right. Sorry. Gotcha.
No,
I don't. I have never. I'm not a gamer, obviously, but the
Solid Snake.
I think I saw Escape from New York. Oh God, it could have been 20 years ago or something. When I was very, very young. It's an older movie, isn't it?
Yeah. I think 1980 something. Yeah, and I picked up a few steel books, because I kind of collect steel books a little bit as well. I got Oppenheimer, which I've not seen yet.
Nice.
Quite
Good
looking forward
stuff.
to that.
Word to the
And
wise. That's not a movie you put on at 9 o'clock when you just put the kids to bed.
no, I'm gonna have to
You
kind
know.
of devote some time to that.
Yeah. You need some
and
get coffee in.
get caffeinated.
Yep.
Pray.
Ah, nice. Good stuff.
Wow.
So-
Good stuff.
Yeah.
I like that.
Quite
I
a few
like that.
pieces, man.
Excellent stuff. So you had a good week then. Good week.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I picked up a couple of Tuscan Raiders. Those finally came in. I got them a while ago on one of the deals sideshow was running. Speaking of quarter scales, though, I also picked this bad boy up.
All right, you went
I love
quarter
this.
scale Michelangelo.
Quarter
is it?
scale,
Ah.
animated Michelangelo. Yeah, so this completes the set from that guy.
Is that the one? Are they the ones, Dilo, that Graham had, or
Not the same ones.
No?
It's,
Oh, right,
what-
okay.
I think he has the movie editions.
They
from
were the
92.
movie ones.
Ah, I
He had the
see, I
1990
see.
movie Turtles.
were they
which-
NECA?
Yep.
Yeah.
Were they
I
NECA?
think those
Yeah,
are the
gotcha.
best pound for pound, dollar for dollar, best figures probably ever made, in my opinion. I mean, you can get them
Yeah.
for $120,
Mhm.
and they're fantastic.
Mhm.
Quarter scale. Quarter scale. Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
which ties in nicely to our
That's
later on.
Why I
Yeah.
had- and that's why I had it on hand. Exactly.
Yeah. I think Graham
so-
actually got rid of those quarter scale ones. I think he was saying, and in the wolf pack, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah.
Yep.
Crying like a baby when he did it.
Well, they're back up for pre-order again. They were gone for a while, so he can always pick them up again now if he wants.
It's true.
You know.
No one's really gone. No,
That's right.
So, what about yourself, Jose?
So I've been little by little making my nightmare team from the Zack Snyder. So I got the third party Deathstroke from the Nightmare sequence. It's actually pretty good. One of the better third party offerings. It's die cast material, so he's pretty heavy. The swords are nice. They're not plastic. Likeness is it's not bad. Like especially side profiles, pretty good. So overall, pretty good. The only things I would say likeness is the third party things that you struggle with is either likeness or height differential. He looks really good next to the Batman, the Nightmare Batman. The only thing is that he's a little short, and Joe is 6'5", so he should be taller. But other than that, it's like you put him in especially if you put him like you're putting your team and then you put him in the back, maybe on a riser. I think it does the job.
Yeah, I got that makes sense. Good stuff. And anyone else that I think?
Yeah. Oh, you can go first. I'm sorry.
Go D-Lo, go.
Yeah. For me, you call me in a good week. I got a little bit from all three. I got from Star Wars. I got Casca Reeves just came in today. I was doing some real hunting this week here, trying to get some deals. So I got her at a good deal, and I just got Peacemaker and Electro for about 15% off, surprisingly. So yeah, there's a couple deals to be out there. So I got something for Marvel, I got something for DC, and I got something for Star Wars. So I think I did okay.
I could have got you a code for Big Brothers Wonderland if you wanted to get.
Oh
Peacemaker.
gosh, right, I forgot
Yeah,
about that.
75% off. Tap dances for life. It works. It's legit. I
Plus an
don't have to
autograph?
shell for them. Yeah, the autograph. I think that might have been special for me, but
Yeah.
so yeah, if you can chance it, man, that's a good haul. So I didn't get anything. I ordered a chair that I've been going on about for ages. I got a little bit of cash for birthday and some of the savings from basically the revenue from the channel for the last few months subsidize it. So again, massive shout out to anyone who who's ever contributed to the channel membership or not. Really appreciate it. So that should be arriving in Thursday. So put that together and looking forward to making more content in it. But it hasn't arrived yet. But yeah, hopefully next week I'll be sitting in it. But yeah, folks, well, unless did anyone else need to go or.
It was only nothing 1/6 related. I ordered the Hasbro EFX Luke Skywalker lightsaber. It was almost half price Black Friday deal in Zavi of all places. So yeah, I hit the button with that. Hopefully
Excellent
display
stuff.
it with the
Nice.
Mando Luke.
Zabby is
stuff.
a
Nice.
good little spot to have in your back pocket.
It can be.
Yeah.
'Cause
Every
I think
now and
they
then
got
they got great deals.
They got
That's
the
where
Batman.
everyone was getting those light boxes there. I think it was maybe this year or
Yeah,
maybe a year ago.
They've got the I think it's the Batman Superman 2-pack is going for like $230 delivered. They've got another 2-pack on there as well. The Boba Rover. And I think that's going for $230 delivered pounds. Probably.
For Lego
Still
people
remains.
out there too, they
Go on, sorry, go on.
best?
No, go on. No, you go.
Yeah, I was gonna say they have great Lego deals every now and then
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
on
they
the,
do.
On the
They
UCS
can do.
sets, the expensive ones. Yeah.
They can do, yeah.
Excellent stuff. The Boba Roba 2-pack still. I don't care what anyone says, man. I
That's
still
your
absolutely love it. Yeah, I still love it. Yeah, I love it. It's just that weathered. As much as I kind of give kind of priority or precedence to original trilogy, I just love the design of that heavily battle damaged post Sarlacc Boba Fett. Like, I just think it's bloody awesome.
Plus, it's his
But,
Mando appearance, which was badass.
Yeah, it's true.
Mando
Yeah, that's when he was like, after like what 40 years of waiting, he's like, oh man, he is as badass, they say. But then,
Yeah.
I compartmentalize a lot.
It's back when he was still making his own decisions. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, look, so this is, I just want to check the price on this. This is Groot, I believe, from that tiny little Disney Plus series. It is out now. It's just been released in Hong Kong, and I believe this is like $270. And as a collector edition, there's a deluxe edition. I'm going to go out here and say I don't think anyone has this on pre-order on the panel. No.
I don't think he's wrong.
Right. Does anyone want to talk about this?
Briefly, I mean,
Okay.
I think he looks really good, to be fair.
Okay.
But
I'm definitely not hating on it. I think it does. Groot's very cute, and it does look well. But I was
it's
just
the price completely threw me. When I saw the price, I was like, whoa.
this is 1-to-1, I'd say, is it?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, because he's tiny. He's like
Yeah.
Even if he's the size of a 6 scale, he would be 1-to-1 for when he's kind of the size he is in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Would that be right? Kind of
Yeah.
Christmas pajamas, good Christmas decoration.
All the accessories are great on this.
Yeah, I agree.
So do you get
sorry,
like the regular one?
My kid's
What
too
was-
young for this, so save me some money. But this is like a
Yeah.
perfect gift, I think, if you're really
Yeah,
going to go
yeah.
all out.
What was the price on this?
$270.
Whoa.
And I think you get like, is there a regular version here in his pajamas, which look like definitely Christmas pajamas, and then you got this kind of like illusion version or something. I haven't seen the show, so I'm not sure if anyone wants to weigh in on that. Like it looks like he's supposed to look. And then you got this version.
Yeah, it's cute.
Does it have face plates or something then? Because he's pulling, there's different expressions there, isn't there?
Yeah, because he's annoyed here, and then he's kind of, I don't know, wonder. I'm not sure what this emotion is, but where he's wondering like, where am I going? It looks like his cucumber on his eyes.
Are they cucumber?
Yeah, it looked like cucumber. Skincare routine, man.
He's
But,
wondering why they released me.
Yeah. I don't know. They've done this before, though, haven't they? Didn't they do? What did they do? The Guardians of the Galaxy version in the Ravager outfit, or did I imagine that?
No, they did do it. You're not wrong.
And it is, it's pretty cool if you're a big Groot fan. That's actually funny, the like plastic thing and everything. I don't know. I guess for me anyway, I do collect for I like the 6 scale realism. Like, it's 6 scale, but it's essentially a shrunken down version. I don't have to have uber articulation, but I like the option. So it still, I suppose, looks like a toy.
If I'm honest,
really.
if it was going for sort of 120, 130, I'd probably get it, but for 200 plus, no.
And I really like
I
the
think
character. He's very cute.
He is, and I remember you were talking about like living room pieces and stuff. Like he would look great next to a plant in your living room or something like that. Like just as a one-off little thing in in a common area.
Yeah, that's true. Let us know in the chat if you are picking this one up, or So, anyone else have anything else to say about this before I move on to the Spider-Man?
No.
Okay. So this is all I have to go on this. I just, from what I understand, is a lot of people are saying that they're kind of marketing this as the Amazing Spider-Man from like the 90s TV show, but yet people are saying the lenses aren't white and they should be white. and I've heard people say there's like an amalgamation of a few different styles from like McFarlane was mentioned, and I can't remember the other name, but they're saying it's almost like a bunch of different things. Like, so I don't have anything to say on this. It's not what I'm interested in, but is anyone like chomping at the bit for this, or does anyone have something they really, really need to say about this? Or
I mean, I can chime in a little bit here just because
do.
I am contemplating this here. And I don't know, I'm like 50-50 just because I tend to stay away from stuff like this normally, like the comic versions or video game versions of beloved characters that I grew up with here. But this one is unique just because of what you just said, Shane. It's the fact that like it feels like it's the version that I grew up with as a kid. Like the 90s animated show was really fun. I mean, I remember waking up very early mornings. It was X-Men, and then it was Spider-Man right afterwards. So for
the 90s X-Men, yeah.
Right. Yeah. So it hits a nostalgic point for me that typically I'm very good of this kind of like saying thanks but no thanks. But this one's harder just because, you see a Spider-Man like every 90 days, more or less, it feels like. Another one's being announced, etc. The video game is hot right now. But this one feels like, and I said this on Wolfpack Wednesday, not to cheap plug there, but
no plug away. We're all friends here.
We
Yeah.
we were getting into this one here, and I said that this one here, it feels like a person in the suit, which is like I don't typically feel that way when I think mostly like the video game ones. I feel like it's a skin for most of them. It's like a generic body that could be used to any figure, and it just happens to be a Spider-Man. This one feels like very more like kid's body, more of somebody in high school, more true to the character, I guess is what I'm trying to say. The only thing I don't understand is what you already mentioned as well too, as far as like the shading of the lenses. I don't know if I would necessarily have gone with the silver. I think the traditional white would have been perfect. And I imagine if perhaps it was that way, it could really drive more interest towards this figure. I feel like people are more confused by this figure now as opposed to dead set unsure if they're going to get it or not.
Yeah. And I think it was actually Brick said on Wolfpack Wednesday that I think a lot of people were speculating that there'd be swap out lenses and they might get just the basic white ones. And Brick said, well, like, what Spider-Man hasn't come with swap out magnetic eyes, so maybe you will get them, and they'll have a pair that are white and a pair that are kind of metallic. And of course, Collector Joey did a video on how to convert the lenses into the white style anyway. So just shout out to Collector Joey. I like the camera though. I really like the camera.
I was gonna say. It's a great accessory.
Yeah, and I presume anyone like say like the likes of Alan there you must be looking at that camera going, yeah, Monkey Depot, but I'd say it'll be a line for it. It's a cool little
man.
simple. It's kind of, it looks analog. It looks like just film in it.
Yeah, and a teeny weeny goblin as well.
Yeah,
like a perspective.
This
I was
reminds
really
me of
excited about
Father
this.
Ted.
It's
like one. It reminds me of Father Ted. Father Ted was like it was made by an English production company called Channel 4, but like pretty much I think all the writers, producers, actors and everything, they were all Irish, like, so it was like an amalgamation. It was Irish English made show about a bunch of priests, well, 3 priests who lived on an island with their I suppose maid, like, and it's real funny. It probably wouldn't be made today, but there's a line in it like where like one of the priests is very, very dim, and he couldn't get his head around how like he's holding up a little toy cow, but they look the same size as the cows in the field.
I see.
And the other priest is trying to explain, no, this cow is close up and very small, but the other cows are far away. So like it's trying to wrap his head around it, but that's just what this Green Goblin reminded me of. Yeah. So
do you think they would do like a Green Goblin, like a comic book version?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, now that they've come out with this, it looks like they're continuing with this line, right, with the force perspective kind of base and all that, like they did with Iron Man.
Yeah,
I was excited when I first heard about this, but then, like you guys have been saying, there's just too much weird about it, and I love comic book versions of things, and I think I'm satisfied with the red and blue suit coming. Kind of satisfy that for me, because the lenses on this are just I just don't get that, and then I wouldn't want to use the base and all of that, so I'd be overpaying for exclusivity and things I probably wouldn't use. So that's why I'm passing up on this one. But
that's fair, because when you strip it back, I mean, like I've always said, I'm a big fan figures that come with a lot of accessories that you can pose with a lot of accessories, but not making it look like you're trying to pose it with all the accessories. Like the just an obvious example would be Snowspeeder Luke. You can have the helmet on, the blast shield down. It's got that little I suppose what we call a microphone communicator device here. You've obviously his flight suit and all the bits hanging off him. You can have the lightsaber on the hilt. You could have his blaster in the holster, and he could be holding that grappling gun. There's a lot going on there, but that would work. Like, it doesn't look like you're just trying to throw. Whereas like with the DX13, like, you're not going to have him with like 4 guns hanging off. You might have 1, maybe 2 or whatever. But if you strip it back, if you're not going to use the stuff, I completely understand where you're going with that. But then again, if you were displaying with the base and a web holding the camera with the Green Goblin in the background, I suppose it's different strokes for different folks, depending on what you want to do with it. So is Dilo the only one who has a interest in this then?
Yeah, I got the classic suit Spider-Man, and he's pretty. Other than the lenses, he's pretty similar.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Any closing thoughts before we move on? Okay, right. So we'll take a look. Right, so we're back, and again, so we've gone through Groot, the Amazing Spider-Man. We're going to take a quick look at Cyber Monday. This is going to be a plug, folks. Where do I have this? Yeah. So, again, full disclaimer, not going to, mislead people. So, I do reviews for Lion Rock Toys, and I typically, if I have an interest in a toy, I refuse to review stuff for the sake of reviewing. If I want something, I price things around, then I go to them, we have a discussion, and usually, more often than not, they give me a very competitive price in exchange for review. So this is the deal they're doing. It's Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and they're closing it. This is still working until November 30th, so it'll finish midnight November 30th. So yeah, so discount codes, they're doing like 5% off. You spend $100 with the discount code LionRock5, right up as far as US dollars 800, 30% off with Lion Rock 30. So I suppose if you bought X amount of figures, 2-3 figures for 800, and then what would 30% of that be? 240. So you'd get them for, what's that, 560 for 3 figures? Wouldn't be bad, or 2 figures. But yeah, it's there if you want to use
live math. I love when you do live math.
I got it right. It's a risky thing. Yeah, it's risky. But if Ian was here, he'd be like square root of pi and stuff like that, and that would just right. So again, like, at the end of the day, folks, I don't give a shit who you buy it from, right? But that's there, and it's there if you want to use it, okay? But do your own research beforehand. So, the topic of Black Friday. Did anyone see any deals which are like, oh, that's too good to pass up? Because my own way of thinking is, it's not a deal unless you're actually looking for it, and you know the value that you're willing to pay, or the price you're willing to pay, and then you see it, and it's like, okay, that's 20% under what I was willing to pay. Did anyone on the panel actually see something like that? I was like, this is too good to pull the trigger. I know, Dilo, I think I'm going to start with you. You mentioned that, was it Peacemaker or something you mentioned? 15% off, and was a figure you're looking for anyway? What do you think?
Yeah, I got Peacemaker and Electro together because it really was just too good. I was in the market for both, obviously, at different times, but when I saw it, I said I had to do it. It was, shout them out here. Replay Toys is where I got it from. They were offering 15% off and free shipping, and no tax either.
It's a game changer.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. I want to say I got Peacemaker out the door for about $240, which I think is about maybe $25-$30 below retail, not including shipping and taxes, and if I were to go other places. So really good. And then throwing Electro, same thing. I think I got it for about $250 out the door. Well, still pretty bad, still pretty good, all things considered. But for me, the big thing is just saving the money in the tax and the shipping. That's where it just like really added up for me. I was just like, I got to do it now. If not, I'm going to spend more later.
Because that all adds up. Like, because like the way you described it, I know that, just say like what if after saying it's only really a deal if it's a figure you're looking for anyway. But I know that you're going hard into the No Way Home line, aren't you? Like you're mad keen on them. So obviously Electro was something you were looking for anyway, and at 15% no tax shipping, that's exactly what you want, really, isn't it? So good
I still
stuff.
got one more. Listen, it's ironic that you're bringing up Lion Rocks, because I saw this pop up on Facebook, and I looked it up before I knew I was going to be here. So no cheap plug I don't do anything with Lion Rock, but a deal is a deal. I must shout it out when I see one. So since Shane mentioned, I'm going deep into the Spider-Man line, and I'm going to add an additional one that technically doesn't belong in there, but I want it anyways, which is the Carnage from Let There Be Carnage. Now, on Lion Rock's Toys website, they have the deluxe on sale, and then you can also combine it with this discount code here. So for me in the States, it comes out to about $390 shipped for a brand new deluxe Carnage, which is pretty darn good considering when you see it on the secondary market, people are paying around that price. But for something brand new, I think
And have you already like, as in you've seen it on sale, but have you already like, you know, gone in and added the cart and added the code and it actually works, or?
I checked, yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
I found that deal before I found the Peacemaker deal, so I paused it for a second here. But now that I know I have a couple more days, I might be able to swing it.
Yeah, good stuff. Excellent. What about yourself, Alan? Did you spot anything on Cyber Monday or Black Friday that you're going, that's actually a fantastic deal?
No, not really. Like, I didn't really look, I don't think. I kind of, glanced over some bits, but I didn't really, nothing grabbed me. And I'm kind of holding on to my money a little bit.
It's good.
Got some like pre-orders to pay off, and some bits to come in. So I'm kind of just like, and obviously buying Christmas presents for people and that type of thing. So, and to be fair, I'm kind of waiting for maybe Wolverine to drop or Dead Strange or something like that.
They seem to be out there. They're on the tip of everyone's tongue.
Yeah, I feel like if one of those drops, I might go for something like that. But yeah, no, I didn't really look, to be honest, mate.
Good stuff. I was kind of like that as well. I was like, after paying for that chair, I was like, right, I need to settle a bit now. But there were things I was looking for. There was definitely things I was looking for. I was communicating to Lion Rock about the Clone Pilot. So that's something I'm waiting for a while. I took the gamble on that. It hit the wait list and all that, but I don't really pay too much attention with the late wait lists. And then Joao, the real thinker, when Joao was saying, that's crashing in China, I was like, all right, you made the right decision. Hold off. So hopefully I'll get that sorted. Nice. And put a deposit on John Wick as well. So I'll get that in 2 years' time. Jose, did you spot any nice... Oh, by the way, anyone in the chat, folks, please... If you got a deal somewhere, wherever you got it for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and you're just like delighted, and you're just, please share it with us. We're curious. So, Jose, what about yourself?
As remember, we were talking last week about that Batman Begins. So I saw 35% off, I think, on Sideshow. So I had that. I had some rewards points, and I said, all right, then. So I pulled the trigger on it. It should be coming by tomorrow. So I'll have it. I felt pretty comfortable. I think I got it at 180 shipped. I mean, okay, you know what I'll spend on the new. Well, Calvin, like you said, is gonna get me the new head sculpt, right? So I'm gonna get that from him, and then I'll have to look into getting a new cape. So probably what I'm gonna spend on that would kind of even out. So
yeah, so you're in good company. Myself and Alan are chomping at the bit, waiting for that Jackson Shoe cowl to drop. We both have the capes. I've got the base. And just waiting for hopefully everything goes according to plan. That looks as good as we hope. A lot of the communication between myself and Alan on Instagram is us sending each other these, like, what do you call them, customs kit bashes of Batman Begins figures, just that look absolutely stunning. I really want our ones to turn out like that.
Yes.
Mike.
Hopefully.
Dean Knight has really set our expectations high on what we can accomplish with that figure, right? So my
God bless
fingers
Dean
are
Knight.
for Jose. I've sent 2 of them back to Sideshow so far because I will not settle for the gloss.
Oh no!
So eventually I'll get the matte one. It's just a spin of the wheel at this point. But
although I think Brandon Salad got his from Sideshow, and his was the matte version. So
Mario too.
They're definitely in there. I think it's just they'll, as you said,
keep trying. Everyone knows collections, they're built on hope.
That's right. I'm going to stay hopeful. But I did
you set me up for it.
Pardon? So last week, like how Sideshow was doing like the build up to Black Friday, so they had deals going on. And it's an older figure, but I've wanted it again for comic representation. I got the Spider-Man 2099 for 30% off, free shipping, and it was my birthday a few weeks ago, so I had a gift card, so I got it for free. So that'll be coming later this week. Yeah.
I was about to say no one's going to beat Austin Nicholas's comment here. Collector Joey sold me his battle damaged Thanos for $100. But I just realized battle damaged Thanos was actually bought for me, brand new, gifted for me from a roommate when I moved home from Abu Dhabi. Just like he said, no, I want to do something nice for you, and he was like, here, I got you this.
Wow.
Everyone needs friends like Guy, the Jordanian guy, absolute legend. But
absolutely,
yeah. So, but in fairness, that's a pretty damn good figure, and a pretty that's an absolute bargain, isn't the word for that? Austin. So, Tragedy Tales, 1/6 figure focus. Said last week I wouldn't recommend the Secret Lab Titan, but after trying a few other super expensive ergo chairs, I'm back using Secret Labs. You'll be happy with it. Hopefully, it has to be better than this chair. So hopefully Thursday now, if it arrives on Thursday, I'll do a stream. It'll be just like called the Uber Comfort stream or something like that. I'll take a look at something. But actually, no, collector Joey just said no. He's a liar, Shane. Okay, so that didn't happen apparently. Please settle this debate for us, Austin. Are you just pulling our legs? Yeah. Brian Smith got a DX24 Empire Strikes Back Luke, War Machine Mark 1 diecast, Batman Begins. That's a haul. And Boba Fett. I think you were telling me about this from Lion Rock Toys in the sale. So did you take advantage then of the 30% off code? You must have with the $800. So I presume that's Bespin Luke, the War Machine Mark 1, and Batman Begins, Boba Fett. Okay, I've got 3 out of the 4. I don't have the book of Boba Fett, but let us know that I presume you took advantage of, you must have spent over $800 there and took advantage of the 30%. Austin is actually begging for the figure. Sorry, alright, okay. Brandon Salad, I was messaging Brandon Salad earlier on. He did a really, really good styling job on his InArt Rooted Joker, and it looks absolutely stunning. So I was asking him like how he did that. Just want to give him a little bit of a tweak. $700 for all of them. $700 for 4.
Wow.
Or £700 for 4, which is probably about the $800 for 4, 200 each. That's pretty damn decent. And Collector Joey is talking about. I saw the Mark 46 for 30% off. That is an absolute bargain. All right, folks. So we've gone through some. Anyone want to add in? Sorry, Phil.
Pardon my French, but I almost fucked up with Pop Collectibles because I really wanted the book of Boba Fett.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they had 25%-ish off of Boba Fett, which was the repaint.
Okay.
So I ordered it. It was in my cart. Went through the PayPal, and I thought, it's too good. Let me just double check what this is. And it was the repaint, not the Book of Boba Fett version. So it was quickly remove. But to be fair, that there are some. It's like you've rightly said in the past. It's a good deal if it's something you're after. And there are some good deals out there for things that I've considered in the past, but yeah, nothing unfortunately. Other than the lightsaber, no.
Good stuff. Yeah, there's and it can be like there's definitely
there's
things.
Some good things.
There's things, and like I saw like I'm looking for that integrated suit, and I was like, oh, surely this is the year, and I went on to. Like I don't buy from Sideshow because I've mentioned multiple times the shipping and the customs, and they were doing 25% off, and I was like, all right, okay, that would take care of probably the shipping and the customs. But I did all the maths, and I was like, I'll probably still be able to get it cheaper on Hong Kong. I'm just going to wait. But yeah,
some of the troopers are going for peanuts at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And some of them, of course, there's obviously going to be the odd one that's going to just skyrocket, and that'll be the chase one or whatever. Brannon, singing your praises here. Great to see Alan back. Absolutely agree. Great to see everyone back, especially Alan, who has made a reappearance, and of course Dilo. Thank you very much for joining us. All right, folks. So we're going to talk about the Bat Cycle now. This has turned up. I know I threw out the question at the start, but like who is keen on this? Like I know Phil, you said you might be keen on this if you get the Robert Pattinson Batman, but yeah, just whoever wants to chime in. I'm out on this one. I'm interested in the figure, but I'm not interested in the bike. But yeah, just chime away on that. I'll be back in 1 second.
It's a cool looking bike. I'm not going to knock it for that. I mean, I don't know how much weathering there was in the movie. I can't really remember, and it was dark, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think, Mike, you've mentioned in some messages about how toyetic it looks, and it does.
Yeah,
it looks
when I saw
a bit
that
plasticky.
video,
It's the black plastic, isn't it?
Yeah.
it does. I don't know what else they could have done with it because I don't think it was really weathered in the film anyway.
No,
I'm sure Hot Toys did a great representation of it, but also for me though, I went all in on the Batman, so I've got like, the thing he's standing on, and I just this wouldn't really fit in with how I want to design the display for Batman. You know what I mean? Because he's going to be next to the bat signal and all that, and then it's like there's a motorcycle. It just didn't work for what I want to do with it. Does that make sense? It would just look a little jarring.
It's overcrowded, isn't it?
and it's
Yeah, a little crowded, and also like, how did you get the motorcycle on the roof? I don't know. So it just that's like how I'm thinking.
Love the logic of this.
The realism of my display.
it's really elongated, and my concern would be if you wanted to pose him on that bike, from the distance from the seat to the handlebars, that looks like a fair distance.
Well, that's another thing too, right? You put Catwoman on the Batpod, and she just like it elevates the figure. She just looks super sexy. Putting Batman on this, to me, I'd lose a lot of that suit. I really want to show that suit off. So I know that I would never pose him on the bike.
No.
So, it was just all those things kind of put together, which made me think, I could save the $300+, put it towards something else. So plus it was, it arrived late, right? So Sideshow gave me my NRD back, no questions asked. That was good too. But and that's not knocking anybody that loves it and is picking it up. I mean, it's a cool looking piece. Just doesn't necessarily have to be in my collection.
How did they get the bat cycle up on top of the roof next to the bat signal? Family.
Oh, there you go.
Family.
Yeah, it's all about family.
You obviously haven't seen Fast and the Furious 7 or whatever. Wasn't there like a car in space at some stage? I think right. I've watched the first two and then went, no, these movies are not for me. But that'd be just like the intro. That'd be par for the course for Fast and Furious. But
Fits,
I get what you're saying.
Well in a detox.
True. Yeah. It's because I was looking at like the Batpod is bloody big. Like it's a longer vehicle than, I think it's even longer than a speeder bike. But this must be just like, I suppose it's a different style of bike. The Batpod, the wheels are huge. It's a long vehicle.
Proper custom, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is like a crotch rocket. Like it's just a tiny little thing. Like but it's that could be a plus as well for Detolf collectors.
Yeah. So
you're not in this then? Yeah.
I'm not.
Jose shaking his head, so he's not. Alan?
I'm kind of on the fence, really. I think if my choice was the bat cycle or the bat signal, I would go with the bat signal.
Agreed.
100%.
Yeah. I think it played a bigger role.
Yeah. And it, you'd feel like you were doing it a disservice having Batman stood next to it as opposed to on it, and I wouldn't want to, because I've gone with the InArt version, so I don't know how that's going to pose anyway. You wouldn't. I don't know if you'd want to have him on that, whereas you could have him stood next to the bat signal. Do you get what I mean? I think it would just look better. Although it does look cool. I do like the look of it, and I like how it's like USB powered and things like that.
Oh, this is USB powered, is it?
Yeah. It seems to be.
Yeah. And Dilo, are you? I know that you answered Batpod to the question earlier, but like, I mean, would you have an interest in this, or?
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't. I kind of agree with Six Scale Gallery here. I just feel like if I had to choose between one or the other, the bat signal or this, I would always go with the bat signal, just because one, it's more iconic. Two, it's a smaller profile, so it's easier to fit wherever I'm going to display it at, whether it's a DTOF or a Maja case or anything really. But also at the same time, I feel like this is a very underwhelming Bat Cycle, if I can be honest about that, just because it practically is just a Ducati with a little bit of, you know, Batman wing tips on the front. You know, it just
the Hello Kitty look to the front. Yeah.
you know, it very much like starts back to the 66 series there. I mean, if this was like an Adam West Batmobile painted in a different scheme, I wouldn't tell you you're wrong. But no, it's a nice bike. But I think for me, I always think of, okay, whatever I put in means I can't put something else in later if I'm gonna give certain kind of amount of space. And for what it is and how much it wasn't that exciting for me to begin with, I couldn't justify it. Now, if we were talking Batpod, we were just talking about how iconic it was, how much of a statement it was in the Dark Knight. You know, just how it was introduced to us. That's impressive. And honestly, and I think it's a great alternate to, if you don't want to get the Tumbler, you don't want to invest in something that large. I think that's there's a well worth pickup if you want that. But for this here, if I'm looking to put something in my collection, I would rather have the Bat Signal, because I think it, like you kind of said earlier, it's more pivotal to the movie as opposed to the Bat Cycle here.
Like I think this bike for the vibe in the movie works for the, you know, because it's a bit more, it's real world, it's you know, like it definitely suited the vibe of the movie. But I agree with you. I think the Tumbler or the Batpod is just a way cooler looking design and had a lot better screen time. But you know, so maybe we'll see a bit more of this in the second movie.
When I think of Pattinson's Batman as well, I think of the car as opposed to the bike. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
With the Dark Knight, obviously, tumble it to an extent, but really, you know, from the Dark Knight onwards, he does use the Batpod quite a lot. So I don't know if I tend to lean more towards Christian Bale and the Batpod. Yeah. But Pattinson, I think of the car. Like I don't really think of the bike that much.
You gotta say, I once a year I rewatch the Dark Knight trilogy because I don't want to rewatch it any more than that. And I on my birthday, like 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, I sat down and Megan said, "What you want to watch?" And I was like, "I want to watch Batman Begins." And I gotta say, man, that the Tumblr scenes, they just get better and better. And that's even like, I actually think the Tumblr scenes in the Dark Knight are better because of, you know, that underground scene where, you know, it gets the Joker's about to use a bazooka on the armored car, and he programs the jump scene at the right time. That's bloody awesome. Which essentially ruins it. But even like he rams a few cars in it, it's a bloody juggernaut. It just worked with that real world feel of the Nolan. It had to be something armored. It had to be something like that could withstand that stuff.
It's military grade kind of.
Yes, exactly. I like that explanation for everything. It was like you know, when he shows him the, what do you call it, no-mech bio suit or whatever, and he's like, it's Kevlar, and it's like, it's like, why didn't it go into production? And he explains, well, they didn't, the US government didn't think the what's a soldier's life was worth how much. It's like, you know, it's bloody awesome.
Plus, like the entrance of the Batpod is the entrance of a character. I'll never forget how I felt in the theater when you just hear that revving up and you're going, "Oh my God, what's it gonna do?" You didn't know what was going to happen. I mean, maybe they showed it promotional material, something like that. But when it just busts out of the, it's just awesome.
When you realize that it is an escape pod, essentially, like
it's not a motorcycle; it's an escape pod, and that's awesome, you know. And it's the way, the functionality too. Like, I'm not sure how real world any of that is because it kind of rolls over its guns, right?
Yeah,
but it's cool.
The axis goes like both ways, isn't it?
The axis goes like that.
Isn't it just so good the way Nolan was like? He explained why Batman has this suit that can withstand, you know, like anything but straight shot or knives or whatever like that. But also explained why the, you know, people in the street wouldn't have it. And it's like, I never went into production, you know, it was too expensive for the army, whatever. And on that note, having led you down the garden path so well, I hate this question, folks. Would you rather never, ever, ever watch Terminator 2 again, or never, ever, ever watch The Dark Knight? There's no chance I'm going first on this one. This was absolutely disgusting. I hate everything about it, guys.
I think it's an easy pick for me. I'd never watch Terminator again.
Oh no.
Sorry, guys. Terminator's gone.
Oh.
It's gone.
You made that decision easier than I did, but I do agree with you. I do agree. Oh, it kills me.
No one else wants to go.
I'm waiting for people to talk. I'm literally waiting for people to talk.
Oh
I
my
can't. It's too emotional.
Okay, I will chime in here. Never again The Dark Knight. No, sorry. You
Can I
cannot-
get your reasoning?
Of course you can. First of all, there's a loophole. There's plenty of other Batman movies for me to enjoy. But
Not bad.
there is one Terminator 2. I mean, first of all, Arnold was my hero growing up as a kid. I've literally watched every single movie, and I have every hot toy I can get my hand on of Arnold Schwarzenegger. But that movie is so good, they will not let the franchise die, no matter how bad it has gotten over these years. And I think the simple fact that movie is just, I mean, it's a masterpiece, quite honestly, that they still want to try to reinvent it and try to create that same universe over and over again, no matter how many times they get it wrong. It's just that good. You just can't take away the legendary status of Terminator 2. I can't do it. I'm sorry. Never again.
That's
The
fair,
Dark Knight.
man. That's fair.
I can't do it. Can't do it. It's tough, but I can't do it.
Phil.
I couldn't separate them from a movie perspective, so I'm going to do it from a figure perspective. You're never going to get another Terminator representation other than Arnold Schwarzenegger. You will get another Batman representation. On that basis alone, Terminator 2 stays. Dark Knight, never again.
Oh,
Bye.
it's tough one, guys, isn't it?
Swaying me, man. You guys are swaying me. Yeah. Well, good
So,
watch.
is Jose the second last to go then, or did you already answer? Or Jose, are you just too emotional to talk right now?
I'm just avoiding. I'm just avoiding the. Maybe I'm hoping.
Maybe if I stay really
pretend.
still
Yeah.
and eat this Zarg nut.
Yeah, eat this arc now.
Yeah. Okay, Drax, you're up.
Oh no, I think I'm gonna go with Never Again, The Dark Knight. I'm gonna keep Terminator 2. I'm sorry. I like you guys were saying. You guys made some good points about there's other Batman, and actually, I'll be honest with you. I appreciate The Dark Knight for what it does for Heath Ledger's performance and for all those things. But I actually, my personal favorite is Batman Begins. So. That for that reason, I'd keep Terminator 2 just for the like you said, there's not going to be another Terminator 2. The magic, the people are trying to recapture it and they can't, so I got to keep it.
Fair.
Okay.
I would say never again, The Dark Knight.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, I would.
Bye,
I
Shane.
would. Yeah, I know. I was going back and forth making the slide to the point where I was like, maybe I just don't include this one. I was like, no, you have to include this one, because if I'm struggling with it, I knew the chat would probably be struggling with it, and definitely it's not an easy choice, but
Fair play to you.
Dark Knight, okay, I'd still have the two Keaton movies. They're the ones that essentially made me fall in love with not just Batman, but movies in general. I wouldn't be collecting if it wasn't for Batman 89. The Robert Pattinson movie is fantastic. It's not a patch on this. Dark Knight is still one of my favorite movies, but I'd have to go never ever again watch The Dark Knight. I don't think I can envision never watching Terminator 2 again, and it kills me to say it out loud, because I know that like if Marco watches this on the replay, I'm gonna get thrown out of the group. But yeah, it's
Are these Cavill rumors true?
no, that has to be nonsense. Surely that has to be
What's
nonsense.
this?
Yeah, I'm sure that's a Photoshop.
There are two Terminator movies. That's it. Like they're nonsense is the rest of the stuff. but, like,
What's this about Henry Cavill?
oh no, it's
Genesis.
yeah.
Is it like a TV
Yeah,
show or something? Or...
No.
Dark Fate.
No.
Salvation
Sorry,
wasn't too
folks.
bad. I like
So-
Salvation.
For the record, I'm changing my answer. Okay. So
What have you gone with?
Never again. You guys are. I guess I would leave out The Dark Knight. You're right. You guys have convinced me.
Because like even I was thinking, and I can't believe I'm going to say this out loud, but it came down to, okay, what is a better movie? I think Terminator 2 is a better movie. Like it's a hair's breadth. It's splitting hairs, but I think it's more groundbreaking than The Dark Knight. And
T2 is nostalgia at this point, because technically The Dark Knight probably isn't old enough to be nostalgic. So you got the nostalgia with T2.
Yeah,
that's true. But I mean, arguably, you have how long does it take for nostalgia to kick in? Surely nostalgia is kicking in now. Does nostalgia affect you more when you're younger seeing something?
It's bizarre because I still see The Dark Knight as a new film, even though it isn't.
That's because we're old and we really want it to be with 2008, man.
Hey, how about this? I think vintage is defined as 20 years. So, by that rationale, it's not vintage yet.
I like that logic.
No,
that's nostalgic. Fair. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But yeah, this is a tough one. A part of my soul just died. I'm gonna show myself out.
My hands are clean. My hands are clean.
God, yeah. And this will be the last time I ever speak to Alan. He's going to leave the group chat. He's going to, yeah. I feel a bit dirty after this now, but it's just the guy.
So.
All right. So, yeah. Where are we at now? Right. Okay. So we're going to talk about the InArt Batman. I suppose I better start to like that a little bit more now. But yeah. Okay. So do we have this here with us? All right. So InArt, they released this. What was it? Kind of like I suppose it was a strange one. We'll get into it. I'm a bit semi-confused about this, to be honest. So I have to read this because it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. So do you remember about, I don't know, a week ago on their Instagram, they posted basically, yeah, we're delaying Aragorn and we're delaying the Batman, and yeah, look, it's not going to be out when we said it was going to get out. And I don't think anyone was drastically shocked. No. And like, my attitude is, I'd rather wait for them and get it right. Now, I know there's a limit on that as well. Like, are we waiting 3 months? Are we waiting 6 months? Is it going to be a year? Because there's a point where you're like, okay, this is ridiculous. You know what I mean? But I'd be kind of going, right, look, I'd imagine this will release Q2, I'd say summer. I don't think we're going to see this until the summer. I don't think this is going to be a Q1 job. But look, they said it was delayed, and then this popped up yesterday at 10 a.m. my time anyway. So InArt Batman 2022 1/6 scale collectible figure. Big shout out to @Blackboard_XY for sharing these amazing live shots from, I presume that's Wonderfest Shanghai. Although it's been nearly 2 months and we're still in awe of these incredible Batman shot. The InArt team has truly captivated audience with the Batman 2022, garnering attention not just for its incredibly detailed head sculpt, but also for the array of accessories and diverse versions. To ensure an even more authentic connection to the character, we fine-tuned both the head sculpt and combat armor post-release. Combat armor post-release?
I think they mean post-announcement, potentially.
Oh, yeah. That must be. Okay, aiming to delight collectors and fans alike. We sincerely apologize for the delay and extend our heartfelt gratitude to everyone for your patience. So they're basically saying, yeah, it's still delayed, but look, these are the shots from 2 months ago and they look great. So is this like, is it going to be better than this then? I wonder. Like, what is going on?
I think sorry to jump in.
No, you're right. This is the whole point. Yeah.
I think, I don't know, man. I think this is obviously 2 months old, and I think that was that when roughly when they posted the updates, or was that?
No, the update was only about a week or two ago.
Oh, was it a week? Oh, okay. Wow, it's been a long week.
You're working.
I think this might be just outdated then.
But this post was yesterday.
Yeah. Like, I've noticed InArt doing that a lot. They are kind of posting a lot of shots from that people took on the show floor, and just kind of being a bit like, oh, remember this? Remember Superman or Dumbledore, things like that. Just kind of keeping the social feeds going a bit, with some of the content that other people have captured. So I don't know if this is just part of that. Like, let's just keep people engaging with the Facebook and the Instagram posts, maybe. I don't know.
Just kicking the can over and just kinda,
potentially. Like, I do get kind of excited when I see InArt, put a new post up and the Batman is there, because I'm quite invested in this one.
And you find it's kind of like, do you know the way when Hot Toys announce something officially for pre-order, it's like bang, it comes onto their Instagram, goes onto their Facebook, and it's like, this is gone up for pre-order, and then the blogger photos are like, bang, this is now out there in Hong Kong. Whereas you kind of have to reread the InArt social media, because it's like, it's not like bang, this is announced. It's like, yeah, here it is. And it's like, it's why I was reading this going, is this out or what is it? Because they just contradicted himself last week. So I know. Anyone want to chime in on this?
I thought it was kind of funny. There was a post, I'm looking for it now, on their Facebook where someone was complaining that it's actually too detailed, and they want the cowl softened a bit because you can see like every crack in the leather, and it was like, it's, you need to soften that. It's not that detailed in the film. And I guess if you're going to get criticized, like, that's the decent criticism, right?
You know that phrase, everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Yeah. I know. Well, that's what InArt has. It's not a bad thing. Invited basically the public to comment on their or to post on their page, right? So that's a confusing thing for me every time I go to InArt's Facebook. I'm like, oh, well, what is this? But anyway, I just thought that was kind of funny. Yeah, but,
it does look great. I think, in fairness, it looks like a photo of. It looks like it looks like a real human. Like it. I really like the hair on this one. It's just, I hope it stays like this. Like, I mean, but then again, I was a bit skeptical of the InArt Joker hair. That was the thing that I was thinking. If they're going to mess anything up, they're going to mess up that. But it was for the most part pretty damn good. But Dilo, you have the Rooted 2-pack, don't you?
No, I do not. I have the standard Joker.
Oh right, you've the sculpted. Graham is the sculpted single as well. And are you? Is there anything else InArt that they have actually officially put up for pre-order that you're keen on, or do you have any interest? Or
yeah, so I skipped on the Batman just because, there's two different versions. I feel like they both look good for what they are, for where they're priced at, etc. So, I decided to go with the Hot Toys one for mine. But as far as for InArt, I have two things on pre-order with them. I have Gandalf, naturally gravitating to InArt's figures, unless it's something that's specific that I can't find from someone else, if that makes sense. So just because, better or worse, I mean, I have a Hot Toys collection. I got into the hobby because of Hot Toys, and part of it is loyalty, part of it is just familiarity with the product there. And, as far as the figures themselves, they're very impressive, but there's things I've said before in other streams that just, not entirely crazy about it. So for me, I did the first figure. I'm kind of playing the wait and see approach. I'd like to see more from them before I start going more into their lines there. Other than Gandalf and Aragorn, which I can't find anywhere else besides Azimuth, I haven't felt the need to get anything else from them.
But there is a significant difference between Azimuth, Lord of the Rings, and that, say, Aragorn or Gandalf. There, like, you must appreciate that the massive gap between the second
100%.
runners, if you know what I mean. Like,
oh, for sure.
Like that Gandalf fight, just like Joe's review or Justin's review, just fantastic. I loved Mafia, what he did with it. Some of the photos, basically a lot of photos I've seen and videos. It just looks, it's just a bloody great piece. Like, I'd imagine a contender for figure of the year. And that Aragorn, I said it again, said it before, I said it again. It is the best prototype that I've ever seen. It's just stunning looking. But so we don't. From what I understand here is they're just this is like when your mom's like, here, stir that pasta there. I've got to step out for a minute. So it's like they're just keeping, like Alan said, keeping the social media going, like, like keeping them in the limelight, kind of, I suppose, until it releases. But I don't see this releasing now. But summer, maybe summer.
But is it a clear like a reason though? I mean, I read that it honestly did nothing to help me understand what the reason for the delay is. Is it just a matter of production, or are they really going to fine tune this more? Because whether I'm getting it or not, I can appreciate when something looks good, and I think this looks ready to go, at least from my eyes is concerned here. So is it a matter of they still need more time to make more? I mean, what's the reason?
I don't know. Maybe they're struggling getting them all up to this standard. Maybe it's just
waiting for hot
mass
toys.
production. They what?
They're waiting for hot toys.
Yeah, well, that wouldn't explain though why Aragorn is delayed as well. But then again, Aragorn was announced after, I suppose. But yeah,
there must be a bit of kind of each company wants the other to go first, because I think if Hot Toys go first, and people are, I know you can't really pre-order the Batman anymore from InArt, but the potential for cancelled pre-orders and then ordering the competition is probably there, isn't it? Like, I suppose if InArt go first and it's not great, people can go, oh, I'm cancel it, I'm going for Hot Toys. Do you know what I mean? I don't know, maybe there's a bit of each company's a bit like, oh,
possibly.
Yeah, but also about Warner Brothers. I mean, is Warner Brothers putting any kind of pressure to get the product out as well? Can they just allow it to be not released indefinitely? So, I don't know.
Yeah, because if you look at the sculpted version of the InArt, I mean, the Rooted far surpasses the sculpted version in my opinion. And if that sculpted comes out first, and people have ordered the sculpted version with Hot Toys, and you're paying a lot less for it, then I'd probably bounce to the Hot Toys and say no thanks.
I mean, the Bat Cycle kind of, is it released? I don't know. Like, we've seen one guy has it, but with that being released, surely that's a good sign that the Hot Toys Batman is incoming, soon.
Yeah.
Well, didn't the Bat Pod come out like first, and then it took a
It
while,
did.
and then the
It
DX19?
did. Yeah, before the DX19. Yeah, it absolutely did. All right, folks. So we got Oramore. Anyone here? Random movie recommendations, folks. Jose, I know that you have anticipated this and you have a list ready for the next few weeks. But go on. What's your random movie recommendation? No particular genre, just something that, for whatever reason, you think people should watch?
Yeah, there's this movie with Tom Hanks that came out, I think this year or last year. It's called A Man Called Otto. I don't know if you've heard of that movie, but it's basically an older gentleman who's kind of cranky. His whole neighborhood hates him. And basically, he doesn't see a purpose in life anymore after his wife has passed away.
So it's a really family movie, really uplifting then.
Yeah.
Watch it.
That's actually a really good movie, and you kind of see why he is the way. And you sometimes we lack reasons to, want to stick around, and that movie kind of shows you, there's people out there that still care. So.
Mm-hmm. No, I like the sound. I like a movie. I think good art should provoke and elicit some form of emotion. Yeah. Whether it just gives you like some sort of joy or a sense of wonder, or just completely makes you cry or gives you a sense of hope, or whatever it is. I think good art should really do that. Whether it's whatever kind of emotion. So what was the name of it again?
A Man Called Otto.
A Man Called Otto.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been meaning to watch that.
Yeah, I definitely recommend it.
Just when you described it, though, for some reason I just was reminded of the first 10 minutes of Up.
Oh,
that cut me in two. I was watching this, going, "This is a kid. It's a kid's film."
Yeah, it hit me too. Yeah.
that actually, the end of Toy Story 3 was tough, but the first 10 minutes of Up, I was just like, I don't think I'm able for the next hour and a half here, but brilliant. Thanks very much. So we're going to go to Phil next. Your random movie recommendation.
Can I have a TV show?
Yeah, go on, go for it.
No. Invincible.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I've seen the first 2 episodes of it, but I need to go back and finish it.
Yeah, it's worth persevering. It's good.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. So, Invincible. Brilliant. Mike?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Cabin in the Woods. I don't know if you guys have seen that one.
Oh, yeah, it's a good twist at the end.
Yeah,
Great movie.
Is
very
that,
good twist.
the director is... I remember...
Joss Whedon. Is it Joss Whedon?
It's written by
Is
Joss
it?
Whedon.
No,
It's
it was
written by him. The
Is it
director.
it's someone like who...
Isn't it Drew Goddard?
Yes.
Yes,
I think it is, yeah.
Yes,
I need,
Drew
I
Goddard.
need, I've heard some recommendations of that over the last few years. I've never got around to watching it, so
That's brilliant.
I must check
It's
that
a
out.
lot of fun. Yeah, a young Chris Hemsworth, middle-aged Sigourney Weaver. It's just a lot of fun, and it does have some really cool twists in it. It's not what you think. It's given a generic name, and you'll understand why as you watch the film. It's really good.
Excellent. Cabin in the Woods. Good stuff. Alan?
I'm going to say The Dark Knight.
It's like I'm not watching anymore. I knew you were going to do that. Sickener.
Every time, man. Every time. So I'm just looking at my little film collection, and I've pulled this one out. Don't know if anyone's seen it. It's called The Guest.
The Guest.
With
I
Dan
have seen
Stevens.
that. Good.
Great little
Yeah,
throwback
that's a good
movie. Nice little 80s-y, 80s throwback. Good soundtrack. Dan Stevens is great. Has anyone seen it?
I have.
Yeah,
I have.
man.
It's good.
Good little movie. Watch it.
Excellent stuff. The Guest. And Dilo.
Yeah, I just saw Blue Beetle recently. So it's actually really darn good. I gotta say, I was pleasantly surprised.
I enjoyed it.
A lot of heart, very funny, and the action scenes were really good. Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to seeing some more.
And the beetle crawls up his ass, which is my favorite part.
That's in the director's cut. You weren't supposed to tell people about that there. Spoiler. Great. Mike giving me spoilers. Unbelievable, this guy.
Yeah, that'd probably spoil anyone's day. Yeah. Right. So, Blue Beetle, fun for all the family.
Especially that part that Mike describes.
My recommendation is a movie. I was trying to remember the name of this a few weeks back. Primer. It's a time travel movie that was made by 5 people. That was the skeleton crew, as in everyone, cast, crew, directors, lighting, everything. 5 people. The budget was $7,000 and ended up making $800,000, so nearly $1 million, making it like one of the most successful. What's the word I'm looking for? Independent movies or whatever. So Primer, time travel movie made by 5 people and $7,000. Definitely not everyone's cup of tea. I think I needed to draw a diagram after it to try and make sense of what the hell was going on. Ian would have been very handy with the infrastructure there. I hope he's watching now. He would have been able to explain to me. But Primer, $7,000 made by 5 people. Bloody good time travel film. Interesting. So we'll move on to this then. I'm going to go first in this one, lads, if you don't mind. I just look. Okay, right. Where do I start with this absolute stunning piece of work? It's a quarter scale, fine, but it's the Mark 6. It is my favorite suit. It has, I believe, the perfect blend of guy in a suit of armor, kind of chunky, kind of tank looking thing, but yet not the same type of chunky silhouette as the Mark 7, which is beautiful, or the Mark 3. It's those counterparts. Beautiful pop of red here and the gold. Tiny little bits of silver as well. You got swap out battle damage parts, not just for the faceplate or the chest. You got the shoulders as well and the thighs as well. The clean looks beautiful on it. It's the first time. Look at that. Like that looks like a nearly completely different thing. A bunch of different pop out, and I didn't say swap out, pop out weaponry. You've got the tiny little micro missiles on the shoulders. You've got the other bits that pop up in the left and right shoulders. A bunch of stuff around the wrists. You got the wrist rockets, the lasers. Bunch of swap out parts. So not just the chest reactor or the eyes or the repulsors, which would be standard for Iron Man, but also the blue parts underneath the chest. And especially if you look at the battle damage there, I really hope that's not Photoshop trickery. I hope that blue comes through. It may not. And it's the first time we've got a quarter scale, fully unhelmeted Robert Downey Jr. I don't think the sculpt is the best Robert Downey Jr. we've ever got, but it's definitely the best fully unhelmeted Robert Downey Jr. I just think this is absolutely stunning, but I am completely biased because this is my favorite Mark. I didn't see myself ever being interested in another Mark, or sorry, should I say quarter scale Iron Man, because I have the Mark III here, but I gotta say I'm struggling with this. I'm struggling with this more so than that beautiful 1/6 scale Mark VI 2.0 with the gantry, because I have the Mark VI behind me next to the War Machine powered up with diffusion, so I was kind of going, okay, I can do without the gantry, but this, God, guys, I just think this is stunning. Am I rushing out to pre-order? No, I'm tap dancing the fuck out of it because it's my collection. I'll do whatever I want. Thank you very much. What I am doing is the same thing I would advise anyone to do with quarter scales. They sit. They're too big. Not a lot of people want to buy them. So, like, why not hang around and wait for a deal? It's a risk I'm willing to take. Probably around $600. Beautiful base as well. I just think this is stunning, but it wouldn't make sense to rush out and pre-order it in my eyes because a lot of the stuff sits. But sorry, I'm done, guys. I'll stop now gushing over this. I just think this is beautiful. But go on. Anyone else want to chime in this?
I'll just echo what you said. It's a stunning figure. It is absolutely beautiful. But at the moment, if I was going to fork out an Iron Man, it would probably be the Mark III 2.0, not the quarter scale. But
that'd be an excellent choice as well. Because it
does. Yeah. But there's no denying this. This is phenomenal. Yes,
Shane, but does this check the boxes? Because do you like Iron Man 2?
I knew you were going to hit me with that. Okay, it's a tricky one because obviously love the character, and this is love this version. Iron Man 2, I actually still really, really like Iron Man 2. It's not a good movie, but I think it gets an unnecessary amount of abuse. For me, Iron Man 3 is the weakest of the three, in my opinion. Number 1 is no doubt the best. But after that, I find Iron Man 3 is the weakest, and Iron Man 2 would be my second favourite. But even though, hear me out, Iron Man 2 it's not a particularly great movie, but it gave us some fantastic scenes. The Formula 1 scene, the intro scene with the Stark Expo, and the kill box scene where you have him first fighting with the War Machine Mark 1. They're bloody good scenes. They're just really, really strong action. Absolutely love them. Plus, the Mark 6 suit, even though this is branded Iron Man 2, it's also in Avengers. Name a suit that got more screen time. We never really saw a suit that it was introduced in one movie, got some action in one movie, got battle damage in one movie, but yet started the next movie clean and then proceeded to get destroyed. You know what I mean? Because the Mark III was dead at the end of the first Iron Man, and then they had the Mark IV at the start of Iron Man 2. But this was invented, I suppose, halfway through, maybe 2/3, 3/4 way through Iron Man 2, but had a lot of screen time in Avengers, in the first Avengers movie as well. I mean, the one behind me is, ironically, the 6 scale version of the Mark 6. Yeah, it's branded Avengers, but it has the Iron Man 2 battle damage like this has. But yeah, nice try, Jose. Nice try. Yeah. No, but
it was just a question. That's all.
No, I see what you were doing. You knew exactly what you were doing. But like, no, Iron Man 2. Look, it's not an amazing movie, but it had some amazing scenes in it. Yeah.
I just want to ask you guys a question. You've all been doing this a lot longer than me. Typically, battle damage is like just a swap out chest, right? And so you've got this like battle damage chest and then clean everything else. Usually, right?
Usually faceplate and chest.
faceplate and chest. So like having the thighs and the shoulders and like really completing that look, especially for that scale, you're not going to want the battle damage to be isolated to one piece. It'd be very noticeable. So
They've done shoulders before.
They
Like
have,
The Mark
the
V.
Mark 3 2.0 has two. They've done back pieces with the one or two back pieces with the actual Mark 1 War Machine.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, but never really ties, I don't think.
It just sells the look, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's awesome.
That's what puts me off using the battle damage parts on some of these things, because it is just select parts on the upper body, like the Mark V. You can swap everything, not everything, but shoulders and the whole arm, and chest. But if the legs are clean, it takes it away.
So,
I think.
I only have the Mark 85, and then I have the RoboCop, right? And like the RoboCop, they cheaped out and didn't give us the swap out damaged top of the helmet there. So I like that they went all the way with this piece.
Yeah, it looks great, doesn't it?
Leprechaun Lost in Space is also fantastic. Man.
Yeah, I just like that. Just kind of that just cracked me up. Shane's losing his focus. How dare you? Those are fighting words. Yeah, sounded extra Irish there, actually. Right. So, I presume I'm the only one even considering this. Like,
I would love to, but not to spoil the discussion we're about to have. Just haven't got any room for it. I just can't put that anywhere.
That's actually a very nice segue. You just set that up. Dilo, do you have any interest in this, or are you like a 6-scale purist? Do you have any quarter scales or?
Yeah, actually, I do appreciate it. I think it's phenomenal. I think it's probably the best the Mark 6 has looked, in my opinion. 1/6 or quarter. But yeah, I own quarter scale now, honestly, and I'm trying to actually sell them right now. So it's kind of a funny story you asked there, but yeah, I think
you can plug. What are you selling? We might want what you're buying, Dilo.
Well, I have what do I have? I have the Dark Knight Joker, the Dark Knight Batman, and I have the Iron Man Part 1 Mark 3.
Yeah, I've got the Mark 3 here. I was kind of hoping you'd say Vader.
Vader
I want those Collector Joey deals, though. You offering those Collector Joey imaginary deals?
Yeah, that'll be no Mikey. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Right. So, I'm gonna wait until this release, see what it looks like, and then I'd imagine I'm gonna see a deal in it at some point. Like, but that's the plan on this one here. I think it is stunning and definitely been interesting. So Dito's out. Alan's out. Jose, I'd say you're out, yeah?
Yeah, I don't do 1/4 scale. Yeah.
Mike?
I'm not out. I would consider it on a deal, though.
Yeah, sure. Gotcha. Yeah. And Phil, you're out on this, yeah?
Yeah, out.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's a good segue. It's a good segue. But before we go into that segue, we've got our final Would You Rather. Would you rather never own the 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi Vader, or never own the Kenobi one?
Easy.
Yeah,
You say
too
easy. Too easy, is it?
It's
Are we all? We'd never own the Kenobi one.
Nope.
No, I'm going Kenobi.
I'm going Kenobi, too.
Kenobi.
As in, you'd never own it, or
No,
sorry.
I've got a
We want the Kenobi.
pre-order.
We want the
Okay.
Kenobi.
yeah.
I want that one.
You see, I haven't both on pre-order, and I would lean towards the original trilogy. So my logic is never own the Kenobi. But I suppose couldn't I just pick up like a Rogue One or a New Hope or an Empire Strikes Back one, and then actually, then that logic, you've convinced me. I'll just never own the 40th and keep the Kenobi, and then pick up another original trilogy Vader. Okay, grand, that was quick. So super, thanks guys. Thank you. I wasn't thinking at all for that one. So the topic, folks, is quarter scales. Should Hot Toys stop making them? What do you think?
No.
Yeah, no, they should continue making them, of course.
Yeah, I think they're a great showcase, aren't they? For I think was it you, Shane, who just mentioned that the Mark 6 has like literally everything pops out that on the 6.
Yeah, instead of swap out. Yeah.
Yeah, and they do that quite a lot, don't they? With quarter scale things. I'm sure the Mark.
Yeah,
3
the
is
Mark
same.
3 here. You move some parts out and the rockets come out. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously I've only got 2 quarter scale things, both by NECA. I've got the Batman Begins, which I'm looking to get rid of, and the Alien Big Chap, and I bought them because they're impressive. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you can display them, they're really impressive, and people would be like, "Oh, that looks amazing,"
Mm-hmm.
but I can't display it. I bought them and they've been in boxes ever since, and I've had
Is
them
that
for
the Alien Big Chap you have? That's quarter scale. Is that NECA?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, and it's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's
Like I
freaking
love
beautiful.
it. It's amazing. But I can't put it anywhere. I've got nowhere to put it. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I appreciate that it exists, and it's great to look at, but it's in a box.
Just
I figure that by displaying on shelves. I display them on floating shelves.
say it again.
I display my quarter scale NECA stuff on floating shelves.
Yeah.
I actually run wires or fishing line, hide that, and then I thumbtack that down into the floating shelf.
Oh, just
to
anchor
secure
it down a bit more.
I just anchor it down, and you can get some great poses out of them. And what I do with them is I have several aliens, and they're fighting Batman, and they're fighting the turtles as well. So I kind of create these like scenes with them, and I love the detail of the NECA. But I guess we could talk more about why maybe Hot Toys is struggling with them. And for me, it's price, because they're asking quarter scale statue prices, but you can't get the dynamism that a lot of people are looking for through posing that you can through a statue sculpt. So I think like they're weirdly competing with the statue market in a way that the 1/6 scale figure doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's my perspective on it.
What are the disadvantages? Say like Dilo, like so you're probably most qualified to speak about this. I have 2 quarter scales. I've only bought 2. I haven't sold any, but you've obviously been in the game longer, and you're currently selling a few. So what are the disadvantages? Why are you offloading them?
Yeah, great question. And to be clear, I'm gonna say this here. I think quarter scales are the definition of the standard of what a hot toy can do. Like, I don't think there's anybody who's actually owned a quarter scale figure that said, you know what, I don't like it. I don't think it's good as my 1/6. I can't think of somebody who would say that there if they had one in hand. The thing that's holding it back is the simple fact that it is quarter scale, and Hot Toys is synonymous with 1/6.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a very weird thing, because I think it's an outstanding product, but I think it has like somewhat of an identity crisis, just because when you think of Hot Toys, you don't think quarter scale, you think 1/6. I think for what the product is, it's the highest of innovation you can do. I mean, think what Alan just said before about the Iron Man, comparison between 1/6 and quarter scale, how vastly different it can be done when you put it to a higher scale, when you can put more detail into it. So it's a phenomenal product. I think what it needs here is I think it needs to be rebranded, something else besides a Hot Toy. So in a way, you can differentiate what you're buying comparing it to what you already own. So for me, the reason why I'm getting rid of them, it's not because I dislike them. In fact, I wish I can keep them. I love them, but I'm running into the same issue that every collector runs into, which is how do I maintain my space so I can continue collecting for further on down the road? Because I'm not ready to call it a day on collecting. So I'm at the stage of, well, there's only so much space to go around. I've got to start making hard choices and chopping some things off. So something as large as a quarter scale easily saves me a lot more space, and easily I can park maybe a dozen more 1/6 figures in the space that I'm allocating to that now. So I think it's a phenomenal product. I wish there was a better way to market it there, but I don't think it should go away. I think it's a beautiful product, and I think it fits for somebody, just not for everybody.
No, that's fair, and I agree with pretty much everything you said as well. It's yeah, they are stunning, but it comes back, I suppose, a space issue. We had an episode a few weeks ago about sustainability. About we talked about like money and budgeting. We also talked about like managing space and how to try and you can never really future proof yourself, but you can definitely take steps to maybe keep the wolf away from the space store or whatever. And one of the things we should have mentioned is don't buy quarter scales, but no one really did. Like no one actually brought that up. But yeah, no, I agree. They're beautiful. Like, and a lot of people would say like with the quarter scale head sculpts, you can actually get a lot more detail on. But I don't know if I entirely agree with that, because I've seen some 1/6 scale figures that have 1/4 scale counterparts, and the 1/6 scale ones actually do look better. And also I've seen some figures with the quarter scale is definitely better than the 6 scale. But is there anyone else on the panel currently have a quarter scale in hand, like quarter scale hot toys specifically? Like, right, so
Yeah,
you've got
the
some
Dark
NECA ones. Go on.
I have the Dark Knight quarter scale.
You've got the QS19. Yeah, you picked that up. And the thing is, I've got that and I love it. But I gotta say, they missed the boat on those ankles. Are your ankles? They're
Yeah,
like,
they're the same as yours, dude. I mean,
yeah, man. They're like that was disappointing for something that they kind of almost market as their flagship. Like, and I love the figure, but that point was just that is irritating. And
Hey,
they
also,
made a, go on.
go ahead, Chief. No, I
Were you
kit
gonna mention the
bash
box?
as well. No, mine's still in the box, so it's safe. But
But the box,
yeah,
the shipper box, is like there is no art box.
nah. Yeah,
That
it's
was
kinda
lazy. Like that was
kinda
lazy
lame.
for something that's like the flagship. Like, but
I agree.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
bad
yeah.
presentation.
Yeah,
But I was
yeah.
gonna say, like, I kit bash my NECA Begins figures, so I've got Enter Bay Bruce head on it,
Mm-hmm.
and with an Enter Bay belt, and then I have another Begins with the Hot Toys cowl and Hot Toys belt and accessories. And what's great about that is you don't have to worry about posing him at all and like creasing in that suit, because it's just a hard plastic body. So you can get any kind of pose you want, and you've got the superior sculpts on it. So that's another option. Go on eBay and maybe kit bash some NECA stuff with Hot Toys.
Yeah, that kind of sounds like even what, like, say, Dean Knight was doing for the 6 scale version. So it's kind of like what you're doing for a quarter scale. Like, but is there any?
Yeah.
So what are the disadvantages? Disadvantages. Surely space is a disadvantage. Which one do you think is a bigger disadvantage? The space that the quarter scale takes up, or the price of them?
Price.
Yeah, I'd say price.
It's the shipping, not so much the price. The shipping.
Yeah, that's true. And the customs, if you get stung for customs, it's
Yeah, because I'll always make space. I really want a quarter scale Boba Fett, and I'll make space if I have to make space for a quarter scale Boba Fett. It's just the shipping cost of it. And no matter where you look, wherever you're getting it shipped from, unless you're buying something on, a Facebook community or something where you can collect it or get it, it's just the shipping.
yeah, that makes sense. So like if you just, we have a little think about like what they've actually done. They've done the Batman Begins a few times. Well, once anyway. They've done the DX19 style suit twice. They've made multiple different Iron Mans. They've made the Mark III, the 42. They're now doing the 6. I feel like there's definitely one or two I'm missing.
The Mandalorian.
Have they done? They've done the
Yeah,
Mandalorian. Yeah, they've done a
Vader.
Vader. Yeah. So, but there's a few different Iron Mans they've made. It wasn't just
Done
the.
Terminator as well, like an endoskeleton.
They did an endoskeleton. You're
Yeah.
right. They did an endoskeleton as well. But they haven't gone too mad. They've done obviously the Joker as well.
Oh yeah.
So, like, just to kind of finish up, like, what if there was one quarter scale? Is there any quarter scale that you'd be like, okay, if they make this and they knock it out of the park, I'd buy it, but I'll actually keep it. I'll make space for it long term in my collection. Like, is there anything that like would be that you could actually see going, no, okay, it's a quarter scale, but I'll deal with it. I want it.
Something I
big
hadn't
jump.
considered until Mike may have mentioned it earlier was the Ahsoka.
That's a
They
big
made-
point. Yeah.
in the black suit, not the white.
Yeah.
So
That was
they made
literally
really-
my one.
Oh yeah.
I've always had this vision of having 3 quarter scales, one Marvel, one DC, one Star Wars, And because I've got 2 Vaders in 6 scale on the way, I'm like, no, I don't think I can swing another Vader. Now, I have multiple Iron Mans. Iron Mans are bloody different. Right? Now, Vader's Vader. Right? But yeah, I think that if they knock, I don't think they're going to do it ever. But like, and if they do it, they'll probably do it from the new show, so it'll be Ahsoka White anyway. Or I suppose they could do the original outfit before she turned into Ahsoka the White, but I'm not sure would they do that. But what about yourself, Mike?
Well, just to comment on that, I really want them to nail the lightsabers, though, if they did that. Like, properly lighted sabers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That
Real
would put it over.
lightsabers, I like it.
Was that?
Yeah.
I said real lightsabers. I like it. I like where your head's at. Yeah, real ones.
Real ones.
Actual ones, yeah. You touch them, you lose some fingers.
That's it.
Yeah.
For me, though, I'd love a big chap or even a drone alien. So that would be my number one choice for quarter scale from Hot Toys.
Graham is saying there's not enough quarter scale figures. It's hard to work them into display that is mostly of not 1/6 scale. They just don't work for me personally. No, I appreciate that.
I really don't think you could collect quarter scale.
No.
If I had that volume of figures in quarter scale, I mean, you're talking about renting a unit.
What if? Here's the thing. You mentioned they might need a rebrand. What if they rebranded it and they were quarter scale movie icons? So they did a RoboCop, they did a Terminator, they did 1989.
I was thinking like King Studios maybe or something like that instead.
Like King Studios. Yeah, that's good.
Instead.
Yeah. That's good. It's good. Yeah. Could be. But they focus on movie icons.
I think a quarter scale needs to be a showpiece. I think it needs to be something that, whether it's on brand with what you're collecting or not, it's instantly, if someone walks to your room, it's got to catch their attention. I think that's what a quarter scale should be, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And an example of that would be something kind of where you were going with that there, Shane. I would say a quarter scale Christopher Reeve Superman, something like that. Like, imagine him on a flight pole. Maybe he's got the Fortress of Solitude behind them, pieces of it, they're diorama style. That's it. I think that's something that kind of answers that concern of like, well, you can't find the dynamicness of a statue in a quarter scale. You can solve that with a figure like that, and then build around it and start using a lot of that diorama stuff you bring into 1/6, bring it to the quarter scale to give it that pop they can use in the background to really sell like the special of what this is. Like, you come into my room, it's all these 1/6 figures, but then you have this one piece over here to the side taking its own space. That tells everybody who comes in your room that's an important piece. Mm-hmm. I think that's what it should be like more.
No, that's
quarter scale Hulk.
Yeah, a quarter scale Thanos. We don't ask for much. Graham's like, needs to be almost a statue like, but posable. I'm not sure is he serious or just completely joking. Like, but I'm gonna lean towards he's completely joking. Got to be like a statue, but posable. Yeah, that's funny.
Did we mention Spider-Man? Didn't they make a Spider-Man?
We didn't mention Spider-Man.
I mean, a Homecoming.
Yeah.
And they're notorious for teasing quarter scales when not producing. I thought the Mark 6 was going to end up in that, because they teased the Mark 2 quarter scale, then they teased like the integrated suit, and I think they teased the upgraded suit.
That's
Spider-Man as well in quarter scale. Yeah, they do a bunch. So Graham's saying he needs the statue present law. No, we're making fun of you now. Don't come back with that evil. So this is what we do. Only joking, Graham. If you haven't done so already, folks, make sure you subscribe to the Jedi Knights Watch and pay attention to the Wolfpack Wednesday. I really enjoyed the Mammoth Marathon stream. It was like 3 hours and 40 minutes or something last week, so I did enjoy that. So, folks, thanks very much for joining. Anything else you want to add or chat about before we wrap up?
The only thing I was going to add is selling them once you have them. I feel like the market, especially, all even 6 scale, the market's kind of, it's hard to sell things right now if you want to. And then for quarter scale, because of the price and because of the size, you have some difficulty selling those if you want to, because I think people are hesitant because of those reasons. So I feel like you end up losing a lot if you paid. Let's say if you paid full retail for a quarter scale. You know, you
it's
have
a
some trouble there.
One-way investment.
Yeah,
Well
I'm
put.
banking on that happening and hopefully picking up this Mark 6 cheaper. Just banking on that stuff. But folks, any you want to plug anything before we wrap up?
Yeah. If you're in the New Jersey, New York area, check out Yester Toys in Chatham, New Jersey. Best new toy shop. It's incredible. Yester Toys.
Yester
It's great.
Toys.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. They got vintage, new stuff, hot toys. They got kind of a mix of everything. Really great shop. Awesome people that work.
Is that the one that's only like down the road from me, or?
Yeah, you might see me there. I'm there pretty
That's
much all the time.
Dangerous. That is what that is.
Yeah.
That is absolutely dangerous. I'm
I've
glad I
spent
don't
a few
have
dollars
one.
there already, so it's a great shop.
No doubt, no doubt. Anyone else want to plug anything, or what
I'll
you?
plug. I'll do some plugging. Yeah. So, Shane, once again, thank you so much for the invite.
Yeah, we had mostly a kind of a fairly PC stream for the most part, apart from the Blue Beetle talk. But
that was pretty mild for me. I think that.
Yeah.
I think I've been
very
on my
well
best
behaved.
behavior.
Yeah.
I've been very well behaved today, but I will not behave on Wednesday, on Wolfpack Wednesday. You can find me and my buddies Jedi Knights Watch, Break Artemis, and Evil Sneaker as we go through this crazy collecting journey of ours here. You can find us at on Wednesday on Jedi Knights channel. It is at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central.
Good stuff. And I believe this guy hangs around with you as well. This evil sneaker.
Never.
He's
heard
actually not that evil. He's actually not that evil. Not that evil. Yeah. And I always thought sneakers was something to do with like a reference to like. I thought he was into kicks, but like it's something to do with his. I think it was his gaming
his
name.
tag, his gamer tag.
Yeah,
I know.
I
I
got
thought
that
the same thing when I met him too. I was
Yeah.
just like, "Oh, you're into sneakers? That's really cool." Actually, no. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
He's a good
no
guy.
doubt, so I have that there anyway. Again, Alan, thanks very much for joining us.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see you again. Jose, are you
Always a pleasure.
you're
join you guys
tuning? Will you be joining LWO or the Ben Thomas show this weekend?
So usually I'm always on the Ben Thomas show if I'm available, here with you if I'm available on Mondays, and if the guys invite me on Fridays and there's someone missing. Remember, there has to be someone missing. Someone's not missing. I don't even get a call. Like they're like, Jose, who? They just like so.
Yeah,
But if
I feel
someone
like
is
you need
missing-
to play hard to get just a
Yeah.
little bit, you know. So
Yeah.
be a bit more aloof, like I see him. All right.
Treat him mean, keep him keen.
There you go.
One more quick
And-
plug for the Hot Toys Hotline Thursdays.
Yeah, no worries.
7 p.m. Hot Toys Hotline. I hope that does not conflict with anybody else on this panel. I just want to make sure. But great show, great guys over there. So.
Yeah, good stuff. And Phil,
No, quite a week this week, unless something miraculous happens with the Obi-Wans or Vader's releases. But
yeah, I'm hearing people are getting delay notices for that Vader.
yeah,
Yes.
So that could be a Q1 2024 release, but
if the
that's
fusions,
it, folks.
Yep.
Yeah,
good.
that's it. Folks, thank you very much for people in the panel giving up your time to come on and collect or chat, collecting in pop culture. And thank you very much to the people in the chat. And that's it. So if you like the content, leave a like, subscribe, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And we're out of here. So see you later,
Thanks,
folks.
guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.